Hi, my name is Akihiro Fujihara from Chiba Institute of Technology. Today, I will talk about the performance evaluation of vehicular swarm intelligence for seamless route guidance using opportunistic networking. This work was done in collaboration with Shougo from ASON Corporation. Let's get started. But before that, I will close my camera. Okay. First, let me start from the background of our research. Traffic congestion is becoming more and more common in various urban areas these days. In the United States, for example, the number of traffic vehicles has reportedly increased after the entry of transportation network companies such as Uber and Lyft, which results in more traffic congestion. Traffic congestion occur also in disaster times, such as under pandemic and great earthquake. In suburbs of London during the coronavirus pandemic, the demand for transportation by private cars has increased instead of public transportation such as buses and trains, which causes more frequent traffic congestion than the previous year. In the Great East Japan earthquake of 2011, a large number of traffic vehicles evacuated at the same time in central Tokyo, which results in huge traffic congestion to hinder the movement of vehicles, emergency vehicles, and evacuees. Traffic congestion occurs when the density of vehicles on the road exceeds a certain threshold. So the congestion could unexpectedly occur in urban areas due to economic, social, and human psychological factors. In a large-scale disaster, in addition to the congestion, many roads could become impassable by fire or collapsed buildings. In both normal and disaster times, it is important to rapidly share traffic information such as location information of traffic congestion and road closures to provide route guidance appropriately without confusion. When it comes to a disaster resilient system, we believe that the following design principle is important. Only a system that is used in normal times will also be useful in times of disaster. Since disasters occur very rarely, a system designed only for disaster will easily be outdated. So it is necessary to improve the system in normal times to prepare for next disaster. Therefore, the goal we want to go is that system must be designed to be used seamlessly in both normal and disaster situations. Here there is a simple question. Are existing methods for disaster evacuation guidance really effective as route guidance method in normal times? In our research, we would like to answer this by simulation. To do this, let's see related works on swarm intelligence. As a system for autonomous evacuation guidance using swarm intelligence in times of disaster, some methods using ant colony optimization has been proposed. Ants migrate while emitting a pheromone trail to the surrounding environment, as other ants are attracted to this pheromone and move in. Pheromone concentration from the anthill and its food is enhanced as ants move simply by following the way marked with pheromones. As a result, ants are able to self-organize the pathway for autonomous foraging behavior. If this method is applied to evacuation guidance, it is possible to guide evacuees to the exit of a building or to an evacuation site. However, there is a problem in evacuation guidance using ant colony optimization. That is to say, ant colony optimization is designed to guide everyone to a small number of destinations. This may be effective for indoor evacuation guidance, but it might not work as a route guidance for outdoor evacuation guidance, where evacuees move to various locations. Furthermore, if the biggest difference between normal times and disaster times is the change in spatial pattern of travel destinations. Under normal times, ant colony optimization wouldn't work because each vehicle has a variety of destinations and completely different travel demands. On the other hand, Fujihara and Miwa proposed a method for quasi-real-time disaster evacuation guidance using opportunistic networking. In this method, evacuees use their smartphone to collect location information of road closures and congested roads in the disaster area. Each evacuee shares the collected information with each other in proximity through their smartphone application using short-range wireless communication such as Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Based on the collected and shared information, the application automatically calculates the shortest route to the nearest refuge area, avoiding known road closures and congested roads to help their evacuations. As a result of numerical performance evaluation on some grid-like road networks, they confirmed that as the number of road closures increases, the average and maximum evacuation times were reduced by opportunistic networking. In this research, we consider a system of vehicular route guidance inspired by the disaster evacuation guidance using opportunistic networking. First, we implemented our simulator of vehicular swarm intelligence to evaluate the effectiveness as a route guidance method in normal times. We used distribution of travel time and distance for vehicles as performance measures. We estimate the impact of opportunistic networking on the distributions by using Wilcoxon signed rank test, which is known as a non-parametric statistical test to compare two non-Gaussian distributions. The null hypothesis is set to no impact of opportunistic networking on the distributions, and we find conditions where the null hypothesis is rejected by 95% confidence. We implemented our simulator using Python programming language, and the source code is open to the public at our GitHub website. We used 5x5 and 10x10 grid-like road networks in the simulations. Initially, we locate N vehicles and C road closures randomly on the road network. We locate road closures satisfying the conditions that there is at least one route reachable to the destination for each vehicle. We also use the optimal velocity model for controlling the speed of vehicles and generate traffic congestion naturally. In this model, each vehicle travels at its upper speed limit of the travel speed if there is no vehicle in front, and the speed is decreased as the distance to the front vehicle is close. When a vehicle encounters a road closure, location information of the road closure is collected, then the vehicle makes a U-turn and moves to the opposite lane and calculates the detour route, avoiding all the known road closures along the destination. We also introduce a proportion of vehicles joining opportunistic networking, say R, as another controllable parameter. Here, we define opportunistic networking in our simulations. First, every vehicle joining the networking communicates with other communicable vehicles in the same lane and the opposite lane to share all the information of road closures that they have. Second, the communication is 100% successful. Third, no false information will be forwarded. Here, we briefly show a demo of our simulator. This simulation is done on 5x5 road network. Green squares indicates traffic vehicles and red squares are road closures. Here, we show typical distribution of travel time where the proportion of vehicles joining opportunistic networking is 0% and 100%. We can see multiple peaks in both the distributions. They are not normally distributed in general. Comparing these two distributions, we can see that long tail of the distribution surrounded by red circle in the figure on the left here, and disappears in the figures on the right, which means that opportunistic networking is effective to reduce travel time by reducing unnecessary movements such as making U-turn in front of road closures. We don't have much time to show here, but the similar trend is observed in the distribution of travel distance. Here, we briefly explain about the Wilcoxon signed rank test. Unlike in times of disaster, each vehicle goes to a variety of destinations in normal times. So the distribution of travel time and distance are not normally distributed in general. So it is difficult to find a meaning by simply comparing the average travel time and distance. So Wilcoxon signed rank test is a non-parametric statistical test to compare two non-Gaussian distributions. In this test, first, n samples are collected from each distribution that we want to compare. Then we select a pair of sampled values, say x and y. If the pair satisfies the condition y is greater than x, we call this they are reversed. Then the total number of reversals, such as, say U, is calculated by selecting every possible pairs to count how many pairs are reversed. It is known that distribution of U is bell-shaped in general, so 95% confidence interval can be estimated numerically. If we want to test two distributions are different, then we take n samples from each two distributions and calculate U. If U is outside of the 95% confidence interval, the test concludes that two distributions are statistically different. We compare the performance of the route guidance on 10 by 10 grid-like road networks where the number of vehicles is 100, 250, and 600, and the number of road closures C is 60, 100, 140, 180. For the proportion of vehicles joining opportunistic networking R is the total number of reversals U is in R is 0%, and that in R is 20%, 50%, 75%, 100% were compared. For each scenario, we repeated the same simulations 100 times to compare, to calculate the average of U. Here we show typical results when n is 100 and 600 in these figures. The horizontal red dotted line in each figure shows the lower bound of the 95% confidence interval. So the distribution is significantly different if U is under this line. we can see that there is a significant difference in travel time when R is 50% or larger, in N is 600. As a result, we can say that it is significantly effective when the density of vehicle is higher where traffic congestion is likely to occur. We also confirm that it is significantly different as increasing the number of road closures. However, when the number of road closures is extremely large, it is slightly difficult to obtain the significant difference since the number of alternative routes to the destination decreases and it is necessary to collect all the location information of road closures to smoothly go to the destination. We don't have much time to show here, but similar trends are observed in distribution of travel distance. To summarize, we examine the effectiveness of the route guidance method for traffic vehicles in urban areas in normal times, which is also effective as a disaster evacuation guidance. We simulated various scenarios on grid-like road networks to examine the impact of opportunistic networking between traffic vehicles on the distributions of travel time and distance. We also performed the Wilcoxon sign rank test to find the scenarios where the distributions are significantly different. As a result, we found that the route guidance method becomes almost effective when the number of vehicles, number of road closures, and the proportion of vehicles joining opportunistic networking are sufficiently large. There are still many issues to be investigated for future work. For example, it is necessary to do extensive performance evaluation on real and large-scale road networks. It is also important to evaluate the performance when location information of road closures and traffic congestion are dynamically changed. The route guidance method is vulnerable to attacks by distributing false location information on road closures and traffic congestion. So it is important to evaluate the effects of false information on the performance and also its solution to be resilient to false information attacked by malicious vehicles. Finally, it is also necessary to do experiments in real environment. When the number of vehicles with opportunistic networking increases, large communication bandwidth would be needed for successful communication in general, which is a possible trade-off to the performance. That's all. Thank you for watching.